I know it's been a little bit, like a week or so, but I'm checking in, saying hi, saying what's up, seeing how you all are. I'm doing good. Nothing really major happening here. I went to the doctor, and I saw my surgeon, and I had good news from him, and, you know, it was good. I don't know if you all know, if you've seen past videos or not, but back in September, I had lap band surgery. And this past Thursday, I went to go see my surgeon as my follow-up, my checkup. I have to see him every 6 weeks. And I got good news. I lost, in the 6 weeks that, from the last visit, I lost 6 pounds. Well, 5 pounds, really. And it brought me to pre-op 67 pounds lost, and post-op like 55, 54 pounds, which is really, really good. He's very, very happy with my progress, and that he wants me to keep it up. I don't know if everybody's familiar with the lap band process, but you go through a series of band adjustments just to help you with the weight loss and stuff. And I haven't had one. That's not true. I've had one since my surgery, because I insisted on it because I felt like I needed it. But looking at it now, I probably didn't. But he didn't do another one. It was only 1 cc, the first one that he did, but he hasn't done another one since then. And he doesn't plan on it until I either plateau out or I start slightly gaining or just not losing at all. Probably in 6 weeks I'm going to insist on it again, because I'm noticing my eating is getting a little bit too comfortable. Okay, well, let's move on to the fun things. I have a little bit of a haul here, a yarn haul with my yarn box that I promised to show you. And project bags. I got a lot of project bags in the last week. I went on a project bag buying spree, and I'm not normally like that, but I'm obsessed with project bags. And Kathy, if you're watching, I miss your bags. Cannot wait for the store update. But I have some good ones and some bad ones here. Let's start with the bad one. Well, the only thing that's bad about it is the size. This I bought on Etsy because it's Doctor Who and it's a TARDIS bag. I want to give you an idea of what the size is and why it's bad. This bag is an older bag that I've had. This is from an Etsy shop, the Chicken Soup Designs. It's 10.5 inches wide. This bag is supposed to be 10 inches wide. Not even close. It doesn't even hold a skein of yarn. Like, I guess if I had socks, if I was making socks, this would be perfect, but this is no bigger than really a Notions bag. I contacted the shop. They're making me a new one in a bigger size, the size that was in the description. And they're going to send it out to me as soon as possible. This one I absolutely love. It's from Heather. I don't remember the exact name of her Etsy shop, but I'll link it below. I love this bag. I absolutely, positively love this bag. I love everything monkeys and turtles and owls, which you'll see. She threw in a little Notions snap pouch, which I love. I think it's so cute. It snaps closed. I don't know how. Maybe a slap bracelet or something. I don't know. But it's so cute. And inside she gave me buttons. And we all know how much I love my buttons. But it's a little Notions bag. It fits, you know, your little things, your stitch markers and things here and there and you know. And I'm obsessed with my chapstick, so it fits my EOS chapstick. But this bag, it's the perfect height and the perfect width. I absolutely love it and cannot wait to use it. From Chicken Soup Designs again, I ordered a Wedge bag. It's pretty big. It's I don't remember the exact dimensions, but I mean it's a sweater bag, so it's pretty large. And with that, I got, she threw in a stitch marker holder, which I believe if you watch Yarny Nana, I sent her a few skeins of yarn and a stitch marker in one of the pouches. I love them. I think they're so cute. But it's pretty wide. And I like the zippered ones too. I actually prefer the zipper ones lately. I don't know why. It's weird. I can't explain my obsession, but here we go. Now, I have a slight obsession with Vera Bradley. I can't explain it. I don't know. I just do. And I went online on Amazon, because sometimes their bags are a little cheaper on there because the discontinued bags they put on for cheaper on Amazon. And this is one of them. This is a makeup bag. It's supposed to be a medium-sized makeup bag, but I figured it would be perfect for a project bag for a hat or scarf. It will fit a skein of yarn and the hook and a few stitch markers. I bought this. This is the small makeup bag. This is the medium makeup bag. I actually just put in an order for the large one because it should be big enough to hold a larger project. And this is the small makeup bag. It's good for notions. It's a good notions bag. I could fit my hooks. See my hook. And some stitch markers and things like that. So that's good. It's kind of like a little tiny set. I actually believe I have 2 small ones. I accidentally ordered 2. So in a couple of weeks, next week probably, I'm going to hold a little bit of a contest to mail it out to someone. That's it on the project bags. Yarn box. Now, I know I told you last week that I had my yarn box, but you know, it came while in my hiatus and things. It comes in a box like this. And it's labeled. This is caution, yarn inside, may cause extreme happiness. And it usually does. And you see order at yarnbox.com. I usually recommend Yarnbox, but I feel like this month, because I was having some issues with my subscription, because they messed it up and it was a whole big to-do. I was talking to them almost every day. I feel like I got the last little bits of the subscription, because they only have a certain amount every month. Not to say, but this yarn is, I love this yarn. It's fabulous, but you know, they keep sending me the same colors over and over again. And let me toss this box. These are the 2 skeins. It's from 2 different shops. That's how I know I got what was left, because they don't normally give you from 2 different shops. These shops are both on Etsy. Lately, their skeins that they're sending are from Etsy shops, hand dyed and hand spun, which is really cool. Sometimes that's the only way I can get that. But this one is from Knitted Wit, Fine Treasures from a Sassy Girl. I love it. It's like a purple, and it's just a solid purple. There's no variegated, there's no self-striping. It's just a solid purple, and it's 85% wool, 15% silk. It's about 4 ounces. It's fingering, so it's perfect for socks. Though I'm not going to make socks with it. I think I'm going to try to make a shawl with it. The color is Plump, and that's that one. This one is from Sincere Sheep. This is a little bit thicker than a fingering, but it's not. They have it as DK, and the color on this one is Luminous, and it's 85% wool and 15% silk. Again, this is a 4 ounce skein too. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one yet. I may save them because I'm waiting for the 3 large ice boulders from around my car to melt, because there was no way of breaking them up and digging my car out. My husband had dug it out before, and then my jerk for a neighbor decided to bury me back in because he didn't want any snow on his sidewalk or in his driveway. So my husband was just, by that point, he was fed up, and he was just still recovering from surgery, so he just left the snow there and told me to wait till it melts, and figuring it was going to melt in a couple of weeks, and it's going on. Matter of fact, it's snowing again tonight. I am so tired of the snow. I cannot take it anymore. It's just getting to the point where I want to move. I want to move somewhere warm, because I can't. Last video I had mentioned a skein of yarn that I got from Etsy. I have 12 skeins of it actually, and the colorway is called Chasing Rainbows, and it's self-striping. I had gotten it for Christmas, and I absolutely love it. Again, I have 12 skeins of it, and it's from XrayAnn on Etsy. She does a lot of beautiful hand-dyed, and she's relatively priced well. I mean, the most expensive skein, I believe, is like $10.70, and it's 218 yards, which is more than enough for a full pair of socks or whatever. And this is superwash merino wool. It smells so nice and so soft. The color again is Chasing Rainbows. I'm showing you now because I have 12 skeins of this. I wanted to originally make a blanket with it, but I can't find the perfect pattern for it, and I feel like I keep waiting until I just find that perfect pattern, but I don't want to wait anymore. I want to use it. So my question to you is, if anybody knows of a perfect pattern for self-striping yarn that really accentuates the colors and things, please, please, please link me, message me, Facebook me, Instagram me. I have them all linked on my channels page, and just let me know or leave a comment below, because I'm open for any ideas. And it's mostly crochet. I don't want to get into knitting because I haven't really perfected needle knitting yet, and I don't want to ruin the yarn, but I guess for lack of a better term, I don't want to ruin the yarn. I have some finished objects to show you. If you follow me on Instagram, you know what I'm about to show you. Obviously, I finished this hat. I like it. It keeps me warm. And I made these mittens to go along with them. But, oh, my ring got stuck. Sorry. Okay. Oh, my hair. My mittens. I'm not really sure on how I like the decreases. This one was the second one I made. The decreases are a little bit better than the one I made here, because you see there's a hole right there. But for my first pair of mittens, I think they came out pretty well. I actually am about to start another pair. One actually came out slightly bigger than the other two, and it has nothing to do but because my tension was a little bit looser, and I lost count on a couple of the rows. Yeah, see, this one's bigger than this one. And I didn't, the pattern called for a, I forgot how much yarn. It was only supposed to be for the two actual skein of yarn, but for some reason I got two of those and a hat out of the skein. So I was happy. I made a matching hat. This hat is a little too big on my head. I have to always remember that. I have to use a eye hook for the crown and then an H hook going down, so it fits snugly on my head. This is a little bit loose. I don't like my hats too loose. I kind of missed my looms this week, and for some reason I was hankering to loom something, but I didn't want to loom anything too big, and I'm tired of looming hats because there's only so many hats one could really loom or own, for that matter. I have an abundance of hats. My husband doesn't understand what I'm going to do with them all. So I just went into my stash. I did a stash buster, and I made a, I haven't cast it on the second one, but I made a slipper sock. Now, I absolutely love these slipper socks. This is made with the Hometown USA in Honolulu Pink. I love this color, but I use the smallest, well, this isn't a Nifty Knitter, but it's like a Nifty Knitter loom. And I cast on, I followed it, and I did the heel, and the heel actually came out really well. I can't complain about the heel. See? I actually followed, I guess you could call it Pam Loomer's channel, because it's Yarny Nana's old channel for the heel, because I forgot how to do the heel. It's been so long since I actually loomed and I actually made slipper socks. But I have, I showed you a pair in one of my first videos, and I have quite a few pairs of them. I like sleeping with them. I just do. And I don't wear, this is going to sound crazy, I actually wear a pair of regular socks underneath them. I have this thing, I can't be without socks. I sleep with socks all year round, even in the hotter months. I have been known to forget that I had socks on and go into the shower with the socks on. That's how obsessed I am with socks. And I don't usually have like these decorative pretty socks. So when I make my slipper socks, I hold on to them and I love them and I try not to use them, but I'm noticing that some of the pairs that I've made are wearing out. But, you know, also too, I didn't use the right yarn for them when I first started looming. I used like the baby blanket yarn because it felt so soft. And I was like, oh, this is pretty. This. Well, the baby blanket yarn, I don't know if any of you have made slipper socks with them on a loom, but they stretch out. It stretches out. And it doesn't always work the way that you want it to. So my favorite bulky yarn anyway is the Hometown USA. Even with crocheting it, I that's my favorite. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm playing with my crochet hook. It's a size. It's a 50. it's kind of huge. I still don't know what I'm gonna make with this, but I bought it because I thought it was cool. Yeah, I mean that's my only work in progress right now, other than my sweater, which I really haven't made any noticeable changes to that you will know. I just finished the yoke and I'm about to start the arm holes. That I will definitely show you next video. I'm still playing catch up with my temperature blanket. It's, I mean, nothing major. It's right here for the most part. Wrong side. Yeah. It's all tangled because I was just working on it, but this is it. It's huge so far, and I don't see how I'm going to go to the whole rest of the year with it because it's already half my bed. So what I may do is do the first 6 months, because by then it's going to fit my whole bed, and then in a separate blanket do the last 6 months so that it shows the whole year. I'm debating, because if I measured it so that it could run this way or this way, vertical or horizontal, I guess you could say. So if I continue going the whole year, I could certainly do a vertical, but I don't know. For me, on my bed like this, I don't know. I think I'm like losing the actual stitch and the pattern of it. So I'd rather lay it horizontal, and so I may break it up into 2 separate blankets, dependent. You know what I mean? Go 6 months with one and 6 months with the other, because it's going to be a huge blanket. I measured it so that it hangs over, because I don't like blankets that just cover the mattress. I like them to hang over, and so I could tuck them underneath the mattress, because I like getting squishy with the blankets. I like snuggling up and putting them to my face and just like falling asleep. I like snuggling with my blankets. So my husband hates that. And that's the other thing too, is that it's such a heavy blanket right now that I know come next year when I use this blanket, my husband's gonna not want it on him. He's gonna actually, he has this thing that he can't sleep under covers. He's got to sleep on top of covers. So 90% of the time, I want to say 90-95% of the time, I have to have a separate blanket on top of me just to ensure that I would always have a blanket, because sometimes he kicks them off to the point where they're kicked off me too. And I have a king size bed, so it's not like we're on top of each other. It's just, he's a very violent sleeper anyway. But that's just the way it is. Excuse me, sorry. Tinkerbell. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to talk about tonight. I started a new book by John Green. It's called Paper Town. It's actually a really, really good book. I actually, sometimes, well, a lot of the times, I read young adult books just because it's feel good mostly, and I like those fantasy series too. But I mean, this one, I had read The Fault in Our Stars, and that too is a young adult book. But I mean, if you could see past that point, it's a really good book. I mean, they made the movie for it, but the movie and the book are slightly different. But it's genuinely a really good book, and I love that book. So I saw this one. I went to Barnes & Noble. I know I have a Kindle and I still went to Barnes & Noble, but sometimes I like the feel of an actual book. So I went to Barnes & Noble just to look around and see what they have, and I was comparing it to my Kindle, the prices on the Kindle, and sometimes the Kindle is cheaper, and sometimes, I mean, the actual book is cheaper. So I mean, I like to spend money on yarn, so I try to go cheaper with other areas of my life, and Some of the books I purchased at Barnes & Noble were cheaper at Barnes & Noble, obviously. So that was one of them. And it's a really, really good book. And I'm not going to give the details of it because I don't like spoilers. But, I mean, my suggestion is look it up on Amazon. Look it up. Google it. It's so far, I'm not too deep into it. I'm probably about third or fourth chapter. But it's really good. I have a tendency also to read more than one book at a time. Because, I leave books all over the house. Depending on what room I'm in, I'll pick up that book and read it. And I am also reading the 11th book in the Janet Ivanovich series, the Stephanie Plum series. I'm addicted to those. I mean, there's 21. I want to get through the 21 and 21 books in the series and see how that goes. I actually bought a book on Amazon, the actual book. And, all right, here's a little tidbit. I am a huge Gilmore Girls fan. I love that show. I could watch that show 24/7, 365, and I'd be happy. I would be a very happy person. Well, that and Friends, because Friends just makes me laugh. But Gilmore Girls, they had a part where, I don't know if you're all familiar with the show, but sorry, I'm getting the book. They had a little spoof with Norman Mailer coming into the Dragonfly Inn and spending all his time just being interviewed and drinking iced tea, not getting food, not anything. And Suki went a little bit crazy, like wanting him to order food because they were losing the lunch crowd, and all he did was sit there and order iced tea. They were talking about a specific book in that episode as he was being interviewed by this newspaper reporter, and the book sounded interesting to me, especially since it was about a guy named, with his last name Gilmore, and I looked it up on Amazon, and I said, oh, you know, it sounds interesting. Let me see how much it would be on the Kindle. It's not available on the Kindle, and looking at it now, I can see why it's not available on the Kindle. I don't know what I was thinking. So I bought it. It wasn't expensive, but I bought it on Amazon, and it was shipped to me. And when my UPS driver handed it to me, he goes, whatever is in this box is heavy. And I was like, it's just a book. How heavy could it be? And it was a big box. So that should tip me off too. But this is the book. The Executioner's Song. I'm reading it little by little because it's over 1,000 pages. It's a textbook technically. And it's really good, but I'm reading it very slowly because it's an intense book too. It's about Gary Gilmore. He was convicted of murder, and this is all about his story while he was on death row. They not only Norman Mailer not only interviewed him, but got letters after he was executed. He collected his letters from the jail and from family, and wrote about them, and some interviews that people did with Gary Gilmore and stuff. It's a really, really intense read, but I mean, he was killed by the electric chair, and before his second or third appeal, something like that, he was executed. But I mean, I like books like this, so it's not too bad for me. But had I known how like intense, and I don't normally judge books by the size, but when this was handed to me and it had notes in it for teacher notes, I realized I was a little in over my head. But I'm taking my time with it. I'll probably finish it in about a year or two, and we'll take it from there. But it's a good read, and I mean, I normally like books like that, and I also like documentaries. So this, oh yeah, you see my scar. This was right up my alley. You know, and I just started, speaking of documentaries, I just started a documentary on Netflix. I'm a big Netflix junkie. I like to binge watch. So I just started the, it's from the BBC. It's Auschwitz. And it's really, really good. It gives you a different perspective of what actually happened in those concentration camps. And, you know, it opens your eyes to a lot. So I'm enjoying that series. Not for, I mean, just because of the historical factor on it. I have one more project that I don't know if I showed you or not, so I'm going to show you my other work in progress. And it's, see, monkeys again. And it's this one. It's a scarf that I started, which I think I'm going to frog and restart again. I had shown you that skein of, oh my hook, that skein of purple yarn I got from last month's yarn box, and this is the scarf I'm making with it. But for some reason, no matter what I do with this stitch, sorry, that was the people upstairs. I don't know if you heard it, but no matter what I do with the stitch, my count is even, everything is even. It just comes out crooked. I don't know if you could see that. It just, the scarf itself is straight, but the stitches are, I'm using it like this. I'm using the X stitch, and for some reason, it comes out crooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to frog it. Not chain as much, make it a little thinner, and make it, I'll alternate from half doubles to doubles, and I'll make it a different design, and make it a infinity scarf cowl, just for decoration. I don't like scarves. If it's long enough, I'll wear it, but I don't really like scarves that make me feel like I'm choking. I showed that yarn once before, but in case you didn't know, it's from Fiber Story. It's again a hand-dyed yarn from Etsy, and the color is Winterberry. It's 100% super wash merino, and it's so soft and it's so pretty. It's hand-dyed, and yeah, the website's fiberstory.net, and it'll bring you automatically to the Etsy shop, and there's a lot of pretty yarns there. A lot of pretty yarns. I can't complain. I also went stash diving and found a skein of yarn without a label, so I can't even tell you what it is. But I believe I'm probably going to, because it's only one skein, I can't really get, sorry, too crazy with it. I'm going to make, here, I'll show you. Okay, another project. Probably just make a hat out of it. It's merino. I could feel that. It's not acrylic, but it's from my local yarn shop. I lost the label, so it's all this. I don't even know how much it weighs, but I don't even think there's enough to get more than just a hat, maybe mittens, but it's a worsted weight. So probably by the next video you'll see either a hat or something else made with this. I also have this leftover from a project. Yeah, I store my leftover skeins in Ziploc so that I don't get dog hair on it. This is a red heart, but it's Red Heart Super Saver. I have this left over from a project that someone commissioned me to make. It was a hat. She wanted it black and white, and she picked out the yarn. She actually bought the yarn and said, "Can you make it?" And I didn't use the whole skein because it's just a hat. It's a hat like this, only I didn't make it the crisscross. I'm obsessed with the crisscross stitch. And the colorway is Zebra. And it's a Red Heart Super Saver, but it's a soft red heart. Again, I'm not a yarn snob. I'm not a fire. I'm just a softness snob. So if the skein of yarn feels right and soft to me, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to use it. And we'll take it from there. I can't get it back in there. I'm not about to make a lot of noise. So I'm just going to stick it back in the project bag. Both are probably going to be hats. Again, I have so many hats as it is. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I'll probably give the black and white one away to my sister. She's my guinea pig. If I make something new, I give it to her because it's just so much easier. I don't know if you can see that right there. No, right there. Is a I had joined Hirschner's Afghan of the month, and they sent that, and I haven't done it yet. I got that back in October. Next video, oh, sorry, my nose is itchy. Next video, I will show you the skeins of yarn up close. But they give you, they give you enough in that kit to make the whole Afghan, and it's this one. Oh, those colors, you can see the colors perfectly. In the kit, they give you the pattern, which I don't think is a paid for pattern, but the skill level, wow, is intermediate. The blanket will come out 38 by 56. Here's my dilemma. It calls for a size G6 hook, 4mm. I'm a boy hook person, so my G6 is actually a 4.25. So I have to, I hate swatching, but I'm going to have to swatch it and see if I get close or even get to their gauge, because I don't have a 4mm hook. I only have the, I mean, I should say I don't have the 4mm hook. I have a Susan Bates G6, which is a 4mm hook. I just don't like Bates hooks. Plus, all of my hooks that I prefer have the clay handles. My Susan Bates, because I don't like Bates, I never ordered with the clay handles, so it's going to be weird to hold. So I want to gauge it with the boy G6. It shouldn't be that much of a difference. The thing is that the reason why I've never made it is partially because it's a number 2 fine. That's the yarn in that kit. It's number 2, and until I started playing with sock yarn and figuring that out and stuff, I never really could hold it because it felt just too thin. I felt like I couldn't get the tension correct. So after crocheting that sock and then frogging that sock, because I really didn't like the way it came out, I got a feel of like fingering and number 2 and all that. So I feel like I can handle it. So I'm gonna try to attempt this pattern and give this to my aunt for her birthday in May, and take it from there. Though she lives in Florida, so I don't know if I want to give it to her or not. I may keep it. You know, do any of you other people do that? Like, you see a pattern, you're like, oh, this is perfect for so and so and blah blah blah, and you're like, no, I like this too much. I want to keep it for myself. I'm seeing that a lot with myself lately. I made my niece a peach blanket. The color is peach, and it's the full size blanket that's good for a throw or whatever. And I still have it because now, mind you, my niece is 5 years old, so she doesn't really know any better. But I feel like a bad aunt for not giving it to her. It's still wrapped up. As a matter of fact, whenever I make something, I put it in a tote, but I put it in a bag. So if it's a hat, I put it in a Ziploc bag. If it's a blanket, I have the clear plastic garbage bags that I put it in. It's still wrapped up. It's still there. I just haven't given it to her. Now, my sister's having another baby, so my thought now is, let's hold on to that blanket, and when I give the baby her new blanket, I could give Mary her blanket. I'm trying to find new patterns to make her a different blanket, because I don't know. There's something wrong with me. I'm a hoarder with anything that is with yarn. I love all yarn things except latch hook. I can't get into that. And I'm not knocking anybody who can. I can't. I don't know. I'm not creative like that. I'm not artsy, but that's the Hirschman's blanket. And I actually stopped doing that, the Afghan of the month, because I went away and I just haven't signed up again. But I'm thinking of signing up again because it's fun. They send you enough yarn to do the whole project, and I mean, they send you the pattern. They even send you the a yarn needle and a label to sew into the blanket so that you could say you made it and give it to someone, which gives me incentive to actually give it to somebody. But yeah, you see, I think those are cute, and it comes with a yarn needle to sew in. But I like writing on my pattern, so I photocopied that one, and I folded it and put it in the case with all the yarn. It's browns, yellows, and oranges. It's a marigold. The name of the pattern, I don't remember if I said or not. My memory's shot tonight. Is a marigold ripple afghan. Okay. So it's gonna come out. It's chocolate, yellow, and copper are the exact colors, and it looks okay. My thing is that a lot of these are in the back loop only. I'm still having a hard time. I've been crocheting for a while now, and you know, I first learned when I was younger from my grandmother and my mother, and then I stopped and I forgot, and then I retaught myself. But I'm still having a hard time with some stitches, and a couple of the stitches are the front post, back post. I haven't really perfected those, but I mean, That's why we have YouTube. Yeah, so I guess that's about it. I'm going to link you to Heather and Kathy's and the Chicken Soup Designs Etsy pages on the bottom. That TARDIS bag, I am not linking you to because I'm highly disappointed with that. When I get if and when I get the new one, I'll show you the new one. But for now, because I tried contacting the shop and before I heard anything back from her, it was a week since I heard back from her. And when I finally heard back from her, she asked me if I wanted an exchange or if I wanted my money back. And I said, in exchange, I want the actual bag. And haven't heard from her since. So I put in a claim with PayPal, because if you're going to be a shop owner and you're going to, you know, list your items, and when someone has a complaint, be attentive, because we are what's making you money. Me buying your product it's giving you the money that you claim that you need for. I bought from this shop. I don't normally do this, but the bags are a little bit pricey. And I bought from this shop because she said she's using the money. It says a clear black and white on her page, on her Etsy shop, that she's using the money to pay for her college tuition. So I'm like, okay. I mean, that's a good cause. Let's look into that. Let's look at her bags. And she has Harry Potter bags. She has Sherlock bags. I was looking for another Doctor Who bag. I already have 2 Doctor Who bags and 1 Notions bag. But I wanted another one because the 2 I have are just plain TARDISes. They look identical pretty much. So I wanted something different. So she has an adipose bag, and for your non-Whovians, the adipose is the little alien, and technically adipose is another term for fat. But in the Doctor Who world, it's little aliens that basically are made of fat, but they're big in the Whovian culture, and along with the Daleks. And she had a Daleks bag, adipose bag, and then the exploding TARDIS. Now this one gets me because this is based off of Van Gogh's Starry Nights. You see, now this episode in particular, where this comes from, is the Van Gogh episode is a very emotional Doctor Who episode. It's the most acclaimed. It's by far one of the best episodes there is of Doctor Who. So when I saw this, I knew I had to have it. Problem is that it looks nothing like it did in the shop, even straight down to the pulls. This doesn't look like any. I mean, the pulls were made of fabric in the shop, which I understand no 2 bags are alike, but I mean, I'm sorry, I keep looking at myself. I'm not looking at the camera. I know no two bags are alike, but when you're that much off on your bag, that this is no bigger than a Notions bag, we got a problem. And so I put in a dispute with, I'm sorry, my phone went off, with PayPal, and they're taking it into their hands to moderate now, but, mediate, I should say. But because PayPal sent the shop owner an email saying that, you know, your product is in dispute and blah, 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 she immediately, after 5 days of no correspondence, sent me a message going, well, I thought you want, she got a little nasty with me, and, you know, I responded back, well, and she goes, I was just about to mail it to you. Mind you, this is, whether it's, because it's based in the United States, whether it's West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, Mideast, whatever, Northeast, South, whatever the case may be, in the United States, the time that she emailed me back, across the board, every single post office was closed. So obviously she was caught in a lie. But she said that she was about to go to the post office and mail out the package. Well, it was 8:30 at night it was 9 o'clock at night in New York at that point, which means even if you're in Hawaii, it's a 5-hour difference, 4 o'clock. Chances of the post office being open, there's a good chance, but at that point, are you really going to go to the post office? So I told her, I know, I'm very cynical. I told her, well, you know, I didn't know what was happening. She hadn't gotten back to me, so I put in the dispute. I go, I will gladly cancel the dispute when I get confirmation that the item has shipped. until then, I am not canceling the dispute. She said, okay, fair enough, blah, blah, blah. Well, an hour passed, 2 hours passed. Did not get an email stating that the package was mailed, or shipped, rather. So, which makes me firmly believe, I should say, that she lied. So I'm going to keep moving forward with the dispute. You know, and I hate doing that, because it just makes me seem ungrateful and stuff. I hate doing that, but, you know, but I did it out of a principle at this point, because, you know, I sent her 3 messages telling her what the problem was. She responded to 1. And when she asked me what I wanted to do, I never got, because in the email she said, well, you could exchange this one and I'll send you a new one, but you have to pay the shipping cost for both. Okay. I don't like that, but if I'm going to get the proper item, I don't mind that. I mean, the shipping was $2. So I said, no, I want a new one. And, you know, I'm happy that I'm getting a new one, because I just noticed it's ripped on the sides. This is a very shoddy job. Kathy, if you see fabric like this, or Heather, you see fabric like this, I will pay for you guys to make it, because I love your bags. But, you know, so they just, you know, the way that she was handling it, I didn't care for it. And I may not even cancel the dispute, because I'm going to leave it up to PayPal to handle it, because she's just very nasty about everything. And then when she said, I'm about to go to the post office, and then end the night with not even going to the post office, when I told her I still wanted the bag, excuse me, it just didn't settle right with me. I need my water. But, I mean, I'll tell you that saga next video. I also ordered more, I ordered 3 new project bags and 1 notions bag. 1 is coming from Chicken Soup Designs, the Wedge, and 2 are coming from Heather, which I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I love those bags. I'm obsessed with project bags. I feel like I have more project bags than I do projects. And, you know, this gives me incentive to start new projects and not finish them. I don't know. I don't know. But, I mean, that's about it. Hopefully next time we speak, I have something finished that's nice enough to show you. I think I'm going to start a hippo. It's a doll, or a lovey, because I got to get cracking. My sister's due in June. I already started the baby blanket, which is right here. I started it. Yeah, it's pretty much halfway done. I just gotta finish the pink, and then I'm gonna do a white border, which I don't really know if I should. I think I should do a gray border, because it's for a baby, so I don't think white would settle well with a baby, but I have an abundance of white, so I may just do it as white and be done with it. See? Project bag. This is a Vera Bradley project bag. It's called a Diddy bag. Fairly, it's actually cheaper than some of the bags I've actually bought. Like that owl wedge I showed you before. That was $35 on Etsy. It's huge, but it was $35. This was $19 on Amazon. Yeah, so that's about it. I have to get cracking. I want to make the baby booties and other things like that. And, you know, she's due in June. It's now March. Gives me 3 months to finish everything, which I like starting projects, not always finishing them. I used to be a very monogamous crocheter. I used to do one project at a time, get it done with, start another one. But since getting addicted to some podcasts like Bakery Bears and Pam's, the Yarn and Anna, I realized that being a monogamous crocheter is boring. Let's start all these projects and let's just never finish them. Though both podcasts finish things. I don't know why I have an aversion to finish things now. I mean, we gotta just wait and see. But hopefully, I only work on that blanket, that pink blanket, 1 hour every week. On Sundays at my Weight Watchers meetings. That's my hour to myself, really. Nobody bothers me. So I bring my project bag with me, and as I'm at the meeting, I sit there and I participate in the meeting, obviously, but I work on the blanket. Obviously I'm not moving too quickly because it's only half the blanket, and I started that blanket in January? No, before that, I want to say, wow, I started that blanket around Christmas. Yeah, because I finished the peach blanket around Thanksgiving, and I immediately started that one for the new baby. When my sister, I knew before my sister told the family, because this is actually what we call a rainbow baby. My sister had lost a baby prior to this 2 years ago. She was pregnant at my wedding. I got married in November of 2012, and she was pregnant at that wedding. So she was my maid of honor too. But she lost that baby, unfortunately, and she found out she was pregnant with this baby while we were on vacation in Disney. And I was the first one to know, but I couldn't say or do anything yet because she wanted to wait till a certain point. And then she told my parents and the rest of the family on Christmas Eve. But that's when I really started all the baby stuff, was around Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's. So hopefully that one I'll have done soon. Oh, I have big news. I actually signed, well, I shouldn't say I signed up yet. Registration starts on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, but I am starting to and working towards training for a Disney Wine and Dine half marathon. You're not required to run because I don't think I will be able to run, but considering I have a significant weight loss now, I want to do it. This is something to, I'm sorry, my nose is really itchy. I'm not picking it, it's itchy. This is something that I've always wanted to do, but never felt I could. So my cousin said, let's do it. I don't have to run it. I could walk it. You just have to do 1 mile in 17 minutes. But they're very lenient with that because in the midst of doing the course and stuff, they have character meet and greets and bathroom breaks. So you could stop and meet a character or go to the bathroom. So they're not really too forthcoming with the markers, but, you know, I want to be able to do at least 1 mile in less than that. So, but I started my training. I'm working it up slowly. Right now I'm just doing a half hour or whatever it is. I think I'm doing a quarter of a mile in a half hour. Well, no, not even. About a half mile in a half hour, because maybe 3/4. I don't remember. I have to look at my Fitbit. But I'm doing the best I can right now. I'm not pushing myself because I have until November. The marathon's November 7th. And if you follow me on Facebook, you will see my post to raise money for it. They can get quite costly. I'm not really so much as asking for money to pay for that. I want to do it for a cause. And because I never really thought I would be able to do something like this physically, I decided that whatever money I make, I want to see if people will either sponsor me per mile. And it's a half marathon, so it's 13 miles. But I want to see if they would sponsor me per mile or just give an overall donation. And I want to make it because you can have it with the Disney marathons that you get sponsored by an organization. And I wanted to go to either overall cancer research, diabetes research, or I wanted to go to breast cancer. I haven't really decided yet, but I have time for that. But if you follow me on Facebook, you would see me constantly sharing my GoFundMe posts, because I'm looking I'm not asking for donations from you guys. Don't think that, but I'm just letting you know a little bit of background. That's why I am doing it. If people donate, fantastic. If they don't, I'm not worried either, because this is completely voluntary, and whatever I get, I'm going to donate. It could be $5, it could be 5 cents. I'm going to match it though. If I'm going to match it. That, my husband and I talked about that, and I'm definitely going to match it. So if in the end I only have $30, $40, which I think I right now have $40, I'll match it. Make it 80 and donate that. Any dollar amount helps, as we all know from the Ice Bucket Challenge this summer. Don't get me started on that. I could go off, and I'm already at 50 minutes, and I could go off hours on that one. But, you know, it's getting late. It's pretty much 1:30 in the morning, and I still have to make my husband's lunch for tomorrow. But, yeah, so I think I'm going to sign off now and upload this and catch you guys in the next one. See you on the flip. Have a good one.